The hidden signs of depression that most people ignore. The signs that don't show up in medical checklists, but slowly affect the brain, the body, and everyday life. If you've ever felt off but couldn't explain why, or if someone close to you seems fine but feels distant, this video is for you. One of the most misunderstood forms of depression is called high-functioning depression, sometimes known as smiling depression. These are people who show up on time, get their work done, take care of responsibilities, and appear emotionally stable, but inside, they feel empty, exhausted, and emotionally numb. They smile not because they're happy, but because they've learned how to hide their pain. Psychologically, this happens because the brain enters survival mode. The mind believes that showing weakness is dangerous, so it masks emotional pain with normal behavior. Over time, this constant masking becomes exhausting. The brain burns energy trying to act normal, which increases mental fatigue and emotional shutdown. This is why smiling depression is dangerous, because no one thinks to ask for help when everything looks fine on the outside. Another hidden sign of depression is persistent tiredness that doesn't go away with rest. You sleep, you eat, you take breaks, but you still feel drained. This isn't normal tiredness. This is neurological fatigue. Inside the brain, depression disrupts neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine. These chemicals regulate energy, motivation, and focus. When they're imbalanced, the brain struggles to efficiently process signals. Simple tasks begin to feel heavy. Even small decisions feel overwhelming. The body may feel weak, but the real exhaustion is happening inside the brain. That's why coffee doesn't help. That's why rest doesn't fix it, because the problem isn't physical, it's neurological. One of the most common, yet often ignored signs of depression is loss of interest, also called anhedonia. Things that once made you happy now feel neutral. Music sounds flat, hobbies feel pointless, social events feel like obligations. This doesn't mean you're lazy or bored. Inside the brain, the reward system is underactive. Dopamine, the chemical responsible for pleasure and motivation, is no longer released. Normally, the brain stops associating activities with enjoyment. This is why people with depression often say, "I don't feel sad. I just don't feel anything." Emotional numbness is not peace. It's a warning sign. Depression doesn't always show up as sadness. Sometimes, it appears as irritability, short temper, sudden anger. Emotional overreaction is especially common in adults and men. Why? Because depression increases activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for threat detection. The brain becomes more sensitive to stress. Small problems feel big. Minor inconveniences feel unbearable. This constant mental tension keeps the nervous system in a state of alert, leading to frustration, anger, and emotional outbursts. The person isn't angry at others. They're overwhelmed inside. Depression doesn't stay in the mind. It affects the body. Many people experience headaches, back pain, joint pain, digestive issues, chest tightness. Medical tests often come back normal. That's because emotional pain and physical pain are processed in overlapping brain regions. Chronic stress and depression increase inflammation, tighten muscles, and disrupt gut communication. The body carries emotional stress when the mind can't release it. This is why untreated depression can slowly turn into chronic physical illness. Sleep problems are one of the earliest signs of depression, but they're often ignored. Some people sleep too much, still wake up tired. Others fall asleep easily, wake up very early, can't go back to sleep. Depression disrupts circadian rhythms and suppresses melatonin regulation. The brain never fully enters restorative sleep. Even 8 hours can feel like none. Poor sleep then worsens depression, creating a dangerous cycle. Many people don't realize depression affects cognition. You may notice forgetting simple things, difficulty concentrating, slower thinking, mental fog. This happens because depression reduces activity in the prefrontal cortex, the brain's decision-making and focus center. At the same time, stress hormones like cortisol increase, which can damage memory pathways over time. This is why depression can feel like your mind is slipping, even though intelligence hasn't changed. Another hidden sign is slow, quiet isolation. You don't stop socializing suddenly. You just respond less. Messages take longer to reply. Calls feel draining. Invitations feel overwhelming. Isn't because you don't care. Depression reduces emotional energy. The brain prioritizes survival over connection. Unfortunately, isolation makes depression stronger, because human connection is one of the brain's strongest emotional regulators. Many people believe depression always feels like sadness, but often, it feels like emptiness, detachment, disconnection from yourself. This emotional numbness is a protective response. The brain dulls emotions to reduce pain, but it also blocks joy. This state can last for months or years, if not recognized. Hidden depression is dangerous because people don't seek help. Friends don't notice symptoms slowly worsen untreated. Depression can affect heart health, immune system, hormone balance, brain structure. This is not a weakness. This is a medical condition. Depression doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. If any of these signs feel familiar to you or someone you care about, don't ignore them. Awareness is the first step to healing. Talking to a professional, opening up to someone you trust, or simply acknowledging what you feel can begin the process of recovery. You are not broken, you are not alone, and help is always possible.